So in the summertime, if you're like me, you like to protect yourself, you know, sun hat, sun cream, sunglasses, and the same should go for your gadgets.
Certainly true. So what does summer bring in terms of issues? I mean, I would say probably the most common thing you could do is you're going to go to the beach, right? So what issues have we got at the beach? We've got water. You want to make sure you're storing your technology in something that's waterproof. So your storage bag, you should have a waterproof lining or things. People don't realise that things like zips on most rucksacks, even if the rest of the rucksack is waterproof, water still gets through there. So make sure you've got a bag that is specifically waterproof.
And don't put your wet towel in your bag with your gadgets.
Yeah, damp's just as damaging as water itself. And then of course, if you want to actually use your tech when out and about, you want to make sure that you've got enclosures. So you can get like specific enclosures for your SLRs and things that will go around it. In fact, you can even take pictures underwater with a lot of these new enclosures and things. So that's pretty cool.
On the water thing as well, I once went running with my MP3 player in the middle of the summer and I sweated so much that I damaged it because
and of course, sweat is incredibly conductive because of the salt content.
Yeah,
so it's
absolutely.
actually worse than the sort of normal water. I mean, they're both pretty bad. But I mean, in the English weather as well, it could be beautifully sunny one minute and then suddenly it's coming down the next. So you kind of have to prepare for that side of things.
Definitely.
And of course, cameras. You can always get disposable underwater cameras or whatever. Do you even want to be taking your kit out to the beach? It's because not only have you got the sun, you've got the sand. The sand is another huge issue.
The sand is a nightmare. Yeah.
Because that is. Gets into all your connections.
Absolutely.
And controls.
And, even the smallest grain of sand can really damage. A friend of mine's camera broke, a really good, nice camera. Took it on the beach, and I don't know how much sand he got into it, but I imagine he was careful. It doesn't take much, and it can break it. So.
And I mean, sand by its nature is abrasive. I mean, they actually use it in industry to strip paint from metalwork. Is they'll blast sand against it because it's such sharp, coarse bits of stone.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is have a little bit in your pockets. You're throwing your phone in there, and it's jingling about, and it will basically scratch away paintwork. It'll damage plastics. So you've got to be really careful when it comes to sand.
Another thing about the summer is heat, of course. Yep. The other day I was sitting in the sun and my phone was out, and then all of a sudden it said I was overheating, and I was like, oh gosh, it was boiling. It was boiling hot.
People don't realise how big an issue it is. I mean, and it's very easy to do. You actually look in the manual for pretty much every device. They will say, do not leave in direct sunlight. And it is one of those things that you can accidentally do. You're in the car and you put your laptop down on the passenger seat and the heat's coming down on it. If you're in the, you leave it on a table in the house and the window's open, suddenly the light comes through. I mean, the heat that can be generated from the sun when it's in direct sunlight is insane. I mean, you can permanently damage an LCD screen. Through the heat, you can end up with like brown marks on it, as well as more temporary damage where you might find it decides just to shut down because it's overheated. So yeah, keeping it out of direct sunlight is an issue.
Well, talking about direct sunlight as well, reading is an issue in with LCD screens.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, when it comes to just general laptop use, you can actually get like shrouds that go over that kind of put a little thing like this, like you see at train stations. They have like a plastic shroud, and that will stop the sunlight from coming on the screen, and you can read it a bit more if you really need to do stuff. But if you want to just read a book, tablets can be a bit of a pain because the gloss finish. Yeah. I mean, if you've got like the Transformer Prime with like its Super IPS screen, it's a bit better. I mean, it's usable, but really they're not really designed for direct sunlight unless you're using like an e-ink type e-reader, which are obviously more limited for tablet use, but if you just want to read, they work out much better. They're just as good as actually reading a book in sunlight. So, cool.
So, have you got any more tips that you could share with us? Please let us know. We've got our lovely forum, but also you can leave a comment on our website.
And in the meantime, do subscribe on YouTube and iTunes, and we'll see you very soon.
Bye-bye.
And I've got my phone in my pocket.
Oh, God.